Hey Kevin, for practice coming up this week, a couple things I just wanted, the kids to kind of like just work on a little bit, especially because maybe there's gonna be more kids than the last practices. But what I want them to start to do is go around this, the circles here, and they're gonna go like this. They're gonna do the figure eights, and they're just gonna practice their crossovers. So that's just working, helping working on their skating part. So I want to just have them do that and kind of gauge where everybody's at. I also want you to remind them, like, when they're doing the face off right here, somebody will be on the side. And what we're going to say, whoever's taking that face off, you're essentially splitting the rink this way. So whoever's on the right hand side, let them know that if they're the forward, this is basically the areas that they're going to be focusing on. So they're going to be covering here. This person who took the face off will be on this side, is going to be covering over here. So they will kind of share this overlap section over here. But I want you to understand, have them understand that when you're on either side, try to stay on that side, because what happens is, this guy's going to go over here, and then this guy's going to come over here, and what happens is all this section is really it's left open, and then if the ball gets passed that way, the other team will just take a wide open spot down here. With the high D, so whoever's going to be on high D, they're usually going to always be hanging out right in this area. And this is basically going to be their quadrant right over here. So anytime the ball comes down, so if the ball comes right down the, down the side of the boards, whoever that high D player is, they're going to be one of our attackers. They're going to focus on both sides. Our low D player, if this is the goalie right here, what happens is a lot of the time the low D player sits right here, or sometimes even closer in front of the goalie. I'm trying to avoid that, and I went over that with Kayla last time. So if this is the center, if they stand right here, the problem is that the goalie can't really see past them. So whoever's on low D, go a little bit off to the side so that the goalie has, a clear vision of what's going on. But whoever the goalie is, whether it's going to be Logan or, Ryan, let them know that whoever the goalie is, they have to talk to their low D player and say, hey, you're going out too far, move up, whatever it's going to end up being. The other thing is when the ball comes down the boards over here, if our low D player goes to intercept this ball, that's okay. Our low D player should be somewhere over here, protecting the net. But if the ball goes past, and let's say the ball comes all the way down over here, this low D player, this is basically their area, anywhere back over here. So if this low D player decides to go for the ball over here, or they go around the net, whoever's on the high D has to be aware of what's going on with the low D, and that high D person needs to come down here and switch positions and go into the low D. So if the low D player goes out of position, the high D player needs to cover them. When the low D player is going to go out of the position, I want you to try to have them say really loud, cover me. Let's say this is, Braden or Ryan Evers, and let's say Kayla's down here. If Kayla moves out, she says, Ryan, cover low D, just screaming out loud so at least he understands where she's going. If she goes to get the ball, or whoever's on low D gets the ball and then they pass it back up, once this person comes back to the low D area, which is going to be over here, then the high D person that was covering them can then go back into their normal position areas. But whenever the ball comes past this line, our low D player needs to really be on the attack, and then the high D player needs to be on the attack, and the low D player stays in position. Sometimes we also get a breakaway, and what happens is, Braden does this a lot. He skates right down the middle, and what I want to emphasize on the skating down the middle is not to do that, because if this is the goalie on the other side, when you're gonna shoot from here, so the goalie has plenty of time to figure out what you're doing. Whereas if you get the puck here, what I want them to do is come out to the side, and then I want them to swerve in this way. The reason being is because when they're skating this direction, it pulls the goalie's attention over here. But when they cut in, now the goalie has to look over here, then he has to look over here, then he has to look over here. And what happens is we're making the goalie move a lot. So we have a better chance of scoring when we come from this position and go over. Or vice versa. If we come this way on a breakaway, come this way and try to wrap into it. Because as you're going this way and you shoot, you have a lot of different options, and then the goalie is going to be a little more harder to block the puck versus if we just go straight up. Additionally, if somebody's coming up on this side and they're going to kind of loop in and they're going to try to take the shot there, so say this is from the person who took the face off. This is the left forward. Whoever's on the right forward, if they see that this person is skating up, the right forward person should be coming and being prepared to be in this area, because this person shoots and the goalie blocks it and the ball bounces. The person who doesn't take the shot should be going in for the rebound, to hit it into the net. So again, for whoever's taking the face-offs, let them know they need to work together, saying whoever takes the shot, the other person should be trying to go for that rebound or getting closer. The other thing too is now, if they have a breakaway and they're coming from the back over here, let's say they start right here and they start moving forward on a breakaway because all the other teams are down here. What happens is a lot of times the skaters, they skate together like this because they're both looking at the puck. But one person, whoever has the puck, this person, when it goes forward, we're going to use the word split. So when we yell split from the coach's bench, whoever doesn't have the puck needs to know that they need to split and go on this side. Because remember, this is going to be the center of the line. So we're going to encourage them to split. And as they split, we might get a pass to go this way. So when this person's skating, now they're going to meet the pass. At that same time, this person's going up here. So either this person will take the pass and maybe either take the shot, or maybe what they do is they'll pass back to this person real quick as they come in and they'll take a shot that way. I do want to practice doing that. So since we only have a half a rink, set the two people up on either sides here. Give one person the ball. They come down a little bit. They're going to pass. This person's going to catch it, take it down, and shoot. After this person here passes, they need to come down and they need to be prepared around here for a rebound on the goalie. Brian is going to be working with the goalies, so maybe towards the end of the practice we'll do that. But since there'll be another team practicing over here, last time, the last 15 minutes, we did like a 3-on-3 scrimmage. So depending on how it goes today or, on Thursday, maybe another scrimmage happens. But down here, I said Ryan Evers is going to try to be goalie. The new kid, Tony, his father expressed interest that his son might like to play goalie. And since Logan already has some goalie experience, maybe he'll be there with Brian. If not, Logan does want to skate on Thursday's practice, so he's not going to dress as a goalie. And that is pretty much it. Emphasize to the kids to be loud. Like do an exercise in the beginning where they're screaming, because what happens all the time is, somebody's going to be over here. Let's call this Braden, and Ryan's over here with the puck, and Braden will just say pass, 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 but that doesn't help Ryan, because if he's looking down at the puck, he doesn't know what pass means. So you got to explain to everybody, like, if you want the ball, you need to call for it. So they got to scream out like pass it center, let him know where to pass it. Or, dump it to the net, whatever you got to do. But just pass, pass, pass doesn't necessarily work. And tell them, the more that they talk to each other, the more efficient they're going to be. And when they're coming down, if they're on a breakaway, it's kind of just like in basketball. You just don't come down and then take a shot. Always come down, pick a side, and, get the goalie to move. Because as the goalie's moving, his feet are moving and he's not planted. So you can then take that shot, or they could come and do this and, bang it in that way. Have them practice this a little bit where they come down, they go wide onto it, come in front of the net, and then I want them to backhand it in. The reason why I want them to backhand it in, because they got to be comfortable with not just hitting the ball on the right side of the stick all the time, because sometimes they're going to have to shoot quick. And the backhand is one way to actually do that. And then at some point during the day, just have them take some shots right on the goalie. If Ryan, you talk with Brian about that, but maybe they want to take some shots on the goalie, but I know Brian will himself. But it might be better from the kids, because that's what the goalie's going to experience in the game. All right, good luck with practice. And I'm sending my boys with the keys in their hockey bag in case the rink is not open.